This story leads our bulletin at this hour. SAA may not be able to pay November salaries on time, but a new wage deal is on the table. The embattled airline has informed staff it will not be able to meet scheduled payment dates. It claims the ongoing strike is hampering its efforts to secure funding. At the same time, it seems late-night negotiations with the unions have borne some fruit. They are now considering a new offer this hour. ENC's Heidi Jokos tracking that story for us. She's joining us now live from Kempton Park. Heidi, what stage now are these wage negotiations at? Have members actually agreed to the offer?
So, Bradan, I think there's a bit of confusion in terms of what was presented on the table by SAA and what unions have accepted. But joining me now is Mpho Mkanywa, the Secretary General of SACA. Thank you so much, Mpho, for your time. Please, can you just clarify to us what exactly was offered on the table in terms of that salary increase? We heard it's 8%, but it's going to be in increments. Just give us some clarity on what exactly was offered by the airline.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. What was offered by the airline is the guarantee of salaries that are going to be paid November and January. They will be delayed, but for November, December and January, they are going to be paid now. And in terms of our demands, we have been looking at the 8%. It has been achieved, but in terms of the achievement, we looked at an issue of the 5.9. At first, the company said that it's subjected to certain conditions when they receive money and pay other people. What we've managed as SACA NUMSA is that before they give other people, they need to give the workers. That's the first issue. That will be paid in the payroll of February. Then the back pay will be paid by end of March. And then furthermore, what we had to think out of the box. We became responsible as unions to say that how do we then work and make sure that we make things happen regarding SAA, because we know for sure that there is corruption. So we're going to create a task team that is going to be facilitated by the CCMA. The task team's role is to make sure that issues of corruption are identified and the savings covers the 2.1 and adds into the 5.9%.
So basically you guys will be getting the 8%, but it's going to be in increments?
Yes, definitely we are going to be getting the 8%, and as unions we want to save this airline. We are saying, holding SAA accountable and SAA management to say that we can't do this. We don't even have to ask for bailouts. The money is inside. We have to take it out of the drawers, out of the conditioners. Anyway, the money is inside. So we are getting our 8%, we are confident, and it is in principle agreed by members.
Okay, SAA has come out to say that they are unable to pay staff on time at the end of November, and this is just a clear indication that they are struggling financially. How are members accepting that, and how is it that the airline has managed to offer 8% in increments, but they're unable to pay salaries on time at the end of November?
Yes. Remember what has happened is that they got funding from yesterday, and in that funding, hence they are able to pay or delay the payment between November, December. And remember, our salary increase will come when the money becomes available to pay the 5.9%. Then the 2.1%, we will have to dig deeper within SAA and look for those corruption as unions, as instructed by the minister as well.
And when can we expect that other 2%?
The other 2%, we are very confident that within 3 months we'll be able to cover that.
Just lastly, where are we now? Which stage are we at now? I can see you guys had a briefing with your members and everybody has dispersed now. At what stage are we at in terms of that agreement being signed?
Yes, at what stage is that, as we know that in leadership, any union does not call a strike. We are mandated by our members. So we had promised to give them feedback before the negotiations, after the negotiations, the whole process. So right now we are saying that we've agreed in principle, we've gotten the blessings from the members. So we are going inside now to have a finalization of the document, agreement that we can fulfill and make sure that the lives of employees, the success of SAA is going forward, not backwards.
So the possibility of workers returning back to work tomorrow or Sunday or Monday is very high.
It's very high. They are willing, and the sacrifice that they've done, the nice thing about it is that they did not only fight for themselves, we see benefits that will benefit their children. And that's, for us, we have achieved a lot, and it's a good and there's a brighter future, and one day maybe we will tell a story to say that unions changed an SOE to a profitable organization, and accountability and proper governance.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, and Paul, we really appreciate it. So there you have it, Bradan. I think there's some clarity in terms of that 8% salary increase. As I mentioned previously, it's going to be paid in increments, and the unions have presented a plan to the airline to say this is how SAA can get additional money, re-looking at those procurement deals and setting up a task team to re-look at some of those procurement deals that the unions feel have cost the airline billions. So I think that's some clarity in terms of that salary increase. Of course, I must add that SAA is yet to come out with clarity and confirmation on where exactly those wage negotiations are in terms of the finalisation of that. So we'll have to wait and hear from SAA. They have indicated they are finalising things, and they will get back to us as soon as possible.
Thank you very much, Heidi Jokos in Kempton Park.